I'm so happy to be able to have this webinar with you and hosting Noah Kagan on the topic of business success during this crisis, how to recession proof your business. And as many of you know, these are challenging times. People are working from home. And I know many freelancers and agencies have been stumped by everything that's been happening. People are starting to see a drop in business or they're anticipating it. And I was thinking, what could be the best content that we could put up there that could help you cope and not just cope with the situation, but also grow and thrive. And the first person that popped into my mind was Noah Kagan. And if you don't know Noah, Noah is the CEO of AppSumo and Sumo.com, $2 million companies, very successful. And besides being an all-round marketing whiz, Noah is someone who actually practices what he is preaching. So in the past few weeks, Noah really sprang into action and released daily videos and many podcasts that really gave tried and tested tactics for dealing with this crisis. So he is here to share his insight specifically directed towards helping freelancers and agency web creators, marketers, web designers, developers succeed during this time. So Noah, welcome to the webinar.
Hello. What is up, everyone? I am looking, we're still having some people in the old YouTube video. So if we can post the link in there, there's like 1,000 people over there. So I feel a little bit bad. We had some technical stuff, but maybe Matan can go post that up there. Hello, people in the chat room. If you can hear me, I would love to hear your moods. I can't see your faces, so I'm disappointed about that. I wish I could see every one of you. But your mood, 1 through 5, 5 being today is the best day ever, and 1 being today, the internet is over. So 1 through 5, let me just see in the chat room how you guys are feeling right now. And then maybe, I don't know how we can merge these chat rooms, guys. And I think, Matan, you're posting in the new chat, not maybe in the old chat. All right, 1 through 5, how's everyone doing? Let's see how it's coming in. All right, Felix Riviera, it's Felix here, 5. Gary's a 5. Rondon Archer, you're 3. I'm going to get you fixed. Don't worry. All right, we are posting the chat. Matan, keep posting that link in the old one. We already had 200 people. These people are going to be coming over. Yeah, Matan, I would just post that link nonstop. So you guys are at a 5. I'm going to do some jazz hands. If you're at home and you're not ready for this, but we're going to be doing some of this. You can feel the jazz hands with me. I'm looking at some of the chat stuff over here. So today, I'm just going to jump right into it and talking about being recession proofed. This presentation is not going to be you watch me and you do nothing. My goal for this presentation is that you guys and girls all over the world, this is unbelievable how you guys are in so many different areas. It blows my mind. And so I'm going to share exactly things that we've been doing at AppSumo and all of our customers. A lot of them are freelancers. And I'm going to share the exact things we've done on the defensive side and offensive side. Very actionable so that you guys can have a lot of success and results. Before we even get going on a few of these things, the thing I like to do is I love giving out free stuff. So like this is a King Taco t-shirt. This is a Ninja Taco. So I'm going to pick 2 people out of the comments to give out a free shirt. If you're somewhere expensive in the world, if you're somewhere expensive in the world, don't leave a comment because the shipping's expensive for us. But what I want you to do for me to get going, and I love seeing everyone's mood. Looks like everyone's in a great mood, Matan and Ben. They're in an awesome mood. Tell me why you guys love Elementor. And if you could post why you love Elementor, I'm going to pick 2 people out, and I'm going to send them Ninja Taco t-shirts for free. So post that in your comments. Why do you guys love Elementor? Oh, my God. All right. T-shirts are going crazy. Why do you guys like Elementor? Let me look at this. Kenneth Young, he wants a taco. I did have kind of tacos for breakfast. You want a Ninja Taco? Send it on the boat. All right, so Anna Lewis, boom, you're the first one. Anna Lewis, you get a free t-shirt. She said Elementor is easy to use. So Anna Lewis, I got you. Let me see. And Matan, keep posting that link if you don't mind in the other chat to let those people know to come over and party with us.
Yeah, there's like 640 people.
Doing that.
They're coming. Oh, you guys are posting too much, too fast as everyone. All right, so Thomas Oxley, you're number 2. Thomas Oxley, you and Anna Lewis. Bing, 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 ding, 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 ding. I mean, I need to get Thomas Oxley. You guys, I want you to email me, noah@sumo.com. I'm going to send you 2 free shirts wherever you guys are in the world. And don't give up, everyone else. I've got some other free goodies for you to do in this presentation. And the more that you guys are interactive, the more that you are commenting, the more that you're having fun, the easier it is for me to give you as much energy and confidence and optimism about everything going on. Elementor is life. That is right. All right, let's jump right in. So here's what I'm going to share with you today. We're going to share defense and offense, and I'm going to have a lot of tactical, actionable things for you guys to do immediately. So on the defensive side, what we've done at AppSumo is we do the 30-5 plan. Right now, I'm sure you guys, the biggest thing that everyone's facing is 2 things. One, anxiety and control, right? There's a lot of anxiety, like my customers are leaving me, my business is changing, I'm really uncertain. And so the most important thing is how do we put in plans so that you, yes, you watching, can take back control. What I'd love to see is, now that you guys have told me so much about why you guys love Elementor, tell me your businesses. Tell me if you're a freelancer, post your URL, post whatever it is about your business, because that'll help me tailor the presentation. Otherwise, if you guys are all ice cream store owners, I can just talk about ice cream all day. But you're probably not. And if you were, send me some ice cream. But post your URL, post your business, because I want to call them out. And what that'll do is, as I'm talking about what we're doing in our business and what I'm observing people doing, I will help adjust this to make it more valuable for you watching. So there's agency people out there, Stefan Chan. All right, that's perfect. I got you. And I'm looking over to the left, guys, because I got this cool iPad thing so I can look at notes and go over the presentation at the same time. So freelancers, Japan, video services, agencies, freelance watermelons, e-commerce, design agencies, Airbnb host. All right, Deborah's a life and wellness coach. All right, perfect. You guys are all in the right place. It is time to keep going. So here's what we've done immediately. Every single one of you needs to have at least 12 to 24 months of cash in the bank for yourselves and for your business. And if you haven't started doing this plan, that's why I'm here today, to share exactly what to do with you. So we did a 30-5 plan at AppSumo. And what that means is that we assume our revenue is going to go down 30%, and we still want to make 5% net income. And then we had to make all these changes to be able to do that. So we actually ended up cutting about $200,000 in our monthly expenses to do the 30-5 plan. So you need to immediately say, well, if my business got cut 30%, and I'm sure some of you out there, I hope it didn't happen to you, but has anybody out here actually lost clients? If you've lost some clients, say boo in the comments. I want to see some boos out there, but we're going to get you fixed. If you lost clients today, don't worry about that. Uncle Noah is going to help out. So here's some things to do to reduce your cost. And I'm going to do the cost reduction stuff first, because a lot of you maybe haven't done it immediately, and you could do it today, right now. So rent reduction letter, I put this in here. I'll post it. Ben will post it in the comments. Here's a rent reduction. Yeah. Oh, wow. A lot of boos. Why are you guys booing me? Why are you booing me? I'm here to help you out. Uncle Noah's here to help. So here's the rent reduction letter. And so if
I love this.
If you are a tenant, if you want to join, and I'll send this out a little bit later, I'll tell you guys where to get the exact template, or Ben will post it in the comments. So here's the exact template we sent. The 2 main things: do this at your house, do this at your office. 2 main things that matter: ask for something very specific. Here's what I need reducted on, and then say why it's good for them. Don't just make it about you. So number 1, I'm spending a little bit of time on defense, and then we're going to go into the offensive side. All right. So number 1 is your rent reduction letter. Number 2, total credit card bill review. So go through every single 3 on your credit card, your SaaS products, any subscriptions, whatever it is you have, and either pause them, cut them, or reduce them. So this is one of the emails that I actually sent out myself, and it worked. It reduced one of my services that we pay for from $850 a month to $200. And this is the exact email I sent. So I asked them to cancel, and I said, if you could do this price, I'd love to stay. And then maybe in 12 months, I could go back to your original price. And they said yes. So we went from $850 down to $200. So you're going to be surprised. You'll actually be really surprised to be able to see this for yourself. So I definitely recommend that you guys do that too. So I'm going into presentation mode. We're getting wild. All right. So you guys can probably even see it better now. And also like Klaviyo and some of these other email providers, we cut in half because we just reduced it. So important things: stash your cash. You all need at least 12 to 24 months in your bank account. Number 2, if you have clients that owe you money, or anyone owes you money, this is the day today. You should send an email template like, I need you to pay me today for the work. E is actually the most important thing for a lot of you out there, especially if you're freelancers, is that a lot of people, when they're uncertain, like yourselves, what have you guys all started doing? Ben, I know you've probably done it. I think, and I've done it myself, I'm more cautious about spending money. Have you been that way, Ben?
For sure.
Everyone is. So my suggestion is that if you watch Game of Thrones, winter is coming, and we're already experiencing winter. And so you've got to stash your cash. And if there's any clients out there that you have, my suggestion is offer pre-buying of any of the services that you can do immediately with them today, because more and more people are going to be scared about this stuff moving forward.
How do you
And
do
especially if
that?
there's uncertainty.
How do you do that subtly, like without making them, shake and be too aggressive?
Yeah, because if you think about it, if you go to someone and you say, hey, pre-buy a year's worth of my services, they're like, dude, I'm not spending any money today, right? That's what they're doing.
Sure.
But my suggestion there is that if there's been things that you could say, hey, do you want a discount? I do suggest some types of discounts are helpful, and there's other things we can go over with that. My suggestion is go to your clients and say, hey, here's some things I can do immediately for you that maybe you weren't going to offer to them before. And we'll talk a little bit more about how to expand the pie with your customers. But the biggest thing I'm recommending, and I've seen work, is that go to your clients now versus in a week or 2 weeks and 2 months. Or if you have e-commerce products, is there anything you can do to push them sooner, immediately, versus waiting for later?
Makes sense.
So as well for freelancers, a lot of you, the cool thing about the internet, Ben, you know this, internet's everywhere. So if you have local clients, now may be a time to also start looking for international clients. So if there's currency fluctuations, you guys can actually balance your cash out. But the most important thing about this cash stuff is that I'm trying to get you to think about, all right, how can I cut my bills and how can I hoard cash so I have at least 12 months in the bank? And guess what? I don't want you guys or girls worrying about if the government or anyone gives you money. I want you guys to be protected yourself. So this is the part, Ben, this is what you were asking. And this is really important for everyone else in there, is that if you have any existing clients, and all of you guys have existing clients, you need to expand the pie. So Jonathan actually said this, Ben, he did a great one. He said, we're doing pre-buying of 13 hours work at a discount. So if you want to pay for 13 hours of our consulting or services, we're doing it for $1,000 today. And I don't think everything has to be discount, but I personally like it. I think right now, and this is one of my favorite things, there's a ramen restaurant in town. They've never done delivery. They've never done takeout. They're too good for it. And now they're doing delivery and takeout. And so I'm not saying you have to like sell your soul, but what I am saying is that this limitation is going to bring out creativity, and you should be trying the things you've never tried before.
You know what? Our community, I posted a few weeks ago about this, and our community actually posted, people from the community, that people are asking for Corona messages. So many businesses need to get that pop-up that you can do with Elementor, just telling the people, the clients, we're now down because of Corona, or we have a certain discount. And this is a new service that you can actually provide.
So that's exactly right, Ben. One of the things that's amazing, and I think for a lot of the people that are in agencies out here, and this is what let me ask a question to the audience. If you guys are watching this, and I want to hear your comments, do you think there's going to be more people working online or less people working online because of everything going on for the future and forever? You guys think more or less? Can I get more or less? So this is where the comments go crazy. So yeah, more. So let me give you a perfect example. Someone like my Aunt Rhonda. Hi, Aunt Rhonda. My Aunt Rhonda's a therapist, and she works in an office, and she's very traditional, hasn't had online scheduling, doesn't have a site based on Elementor. And now is the perfect time where she's starting to do Zoom. She's starting to open up. So if you felt discouraged, now is the time to go to these local businesses or any offline business and actually say, hey, let's help you get online. So if you've lost some of these agency clients, there's actually new types of clients that need your help. So before we get into that, let me share with you about expanding the pie. So what kind of agency work do y'all do? So post the type of agency work you do. But if you've been doing ads, like we have an ads guy at AppSumo, and it's like, well, maybe he can do Google ads. Maybe he can do Bing ads. Maybe he can do Reddit ads. Maybe he can do LinkedIn ads. So with your existing customer base, now is a time to expand the pie of other things that you can do to help your customers that are existing. Can you start affiliate marketing? So it's sendfox.com. If you're doing any emails, we have a product called sendfox.com. It's free email marketing. And so we turned on an affiliate program. So can you enable that for your clients? 3, do copywriting review. So a lot of you guys are doing online marketing, digital marketing, web hosting. Yeah, you guys already have clients. You guys are so lucky that you're already ahead of everyone else. So can you do a copywriting review? Can you do an email review of their business? Can you help them take new photos for their business, new pictures? Can you offer A/B testing? This is a chance to actually make yourself even more valuable. Now that you can start thinking, all right, I got my defenses ready. Now it's offensive time. I'm going to spend a lot more time talking about that because the defense stuff is like stuff you can do immediately. This stuff you can do immediately and then start producing results. The one thing I'd like for you guys to think about Oh,
I'd like to add also that because people are more sensitive about spending money, if you can do what you just said, review their ad campaigns, that can actually help people save money. So it's more likely that people will be into these services.
that's actually a great thing. One of the business opportunities I was telling people to do is called the triple C, cost cutting consultant. So if you actually can go to these businesses, like we've cut $50,000 a month in our ad spend, and then we cut a total of 200. So go into businesses and say, let me just review and I'll show you the places that you could save money. And then
Oh,
maybe
for sure.
if you want to give me a percentage, like I think this is a great time to try new payment things like monthly or percentage of performance or things that maybe you haven't tried before.
For sure.
Even more ways
Yeah.
to expand the pie. Do their email marketing. If people aren't doing emails once a week, they should be doing weekly email marketing or set up their autoresponders. So if your clients is like my aunt who doesn't have anything about email marketing, doesn't know what email marketing is that a service you could offer them? Use SendFox or check out other services. Article writing. There's just so much right now. Help them go online. Help them. We had trouble with YouTube and Zoom. Help them do that. That maybe Ben will pay you to help him in the future. And then again,
sure.
you can tell your clients like, hey, here's things you haven't done before. Maybe this is something that you could start now.
That's
So
gold.
this is the stuff that a lot of you guys and girls and Ben is Matana's doing an awesome job posting in the comments. Help companies go online, and I'm going to talk about a lot of different strategies, and we'll do some live things today. Is anyone actually? Let's do this a quick pause. Is there anyone in here? I want to see in the comments anyone in here that's lost a client or can expand the pie of a client right now. Can anyone say that they'll do it in the next 30 minutes and then I'll bring you on and we'll talk about what you just did with a client? Like email them or text them or just call them on the phone. Will someone call a client and offer a new service right now? Charlie Bird, I love seeing your comment. Charlie says, I feel more positive now. Just listen to you. Charlie, this is the time for opportunity. And this is the thing I was thinking about. I went biking this morning. In 6 months when this ends, some people are going to be ahead and some people are going to be behind. And the only difference is certain people, it's not about taking advantage of anything. It's certain people are saying, well, what can I do about it? I'm going to put together a plan and take action. And in 6 months, I want to say, hey, I did everything I could to better my business. And I personally think if you can thrive right now, you are going to be gigantic way future. If you can make it during these harder times.
Who said that, the new oligarchs are born right now?
That's, how many, one of the most fascinating things. When do you think Zoom, the platform we're using, when did they come out?
A few years ago.
Well, 2011.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So they came out actually a little bit after the 2008 recession. Stripe came out, AppSumo came out, Uber came out, Airbnb came out. And so what that means is that now literally people are scared. So that means for you, the ones that are watching this, the ones that are actually going to be doing things, you are going to be ahead of everyone else when this ends. So I want to see someone who's going to actually call a client that they lost or call someone and offer something new. So if you can do that right now, I'm going to bring you up and hopefully we can drive you guys some business at the end. So put that in the comments and maybe Ben can help me out. But yeah, say at Noah Kagan in the YouTube comments. And I want to see someone live try to expand the pie. Another thing that we can do, and we just talked about this, Ben, if there's so many offline businesses that have no ways of getting online and they don't know what the heck to do, like my aunt, like these jewelry stores that are closed in Austin where I live, brick and mortar stores that need to diversify, or one-page websites. Elementor is an amazing product for consultants. Like, oh man, hey, I have an offline consulting thing that I have no clients for anymore. Guess what? Help them get online with Elementor. Maybe help them get listed in Google better. Help them write their content, things we just said. Therapists, accountants, lawyers. There's so many people that need that help right now. It's unbelievable. I will share the presentation after the webinar. We can share it. All right. So Robbie, all right, Robbie Zilistra. I love this. This is the thing that's amazing. You guys are doing action right now. You guys, the point of this presentation is not to watch and be inspired. The point is that you go and make some changes for yourself and you get your own results. So Robbie said he went and called the current client. They indicated they needed a website for another business. I started that project today. This is your chance, guys. I'm so excited for you. More people. I want to see more people who are saying what they're doing today. Other things.
Pick up that phone.
Pick up the phone. Here. Hello. Yes, I'm going to do something today. I'm not going to sit around and waste it. And I want that to be every single one of you. So here's a few other things. Go sell tools from AppSumo. That's our business. We have an affiliate program. You can make money doing that. Start a review site. There's so many new gym stuff. There's so many new health stuff. There's so many new work from home stuff. There's so many. Which Netflix show are you watching? There's too much of everything. So you be the recommender. You start building, use Elementor, build a blog, and show up recommendations for different businesses or different sites. Help create event pages. Elementor is an amazing product as well. These Zoom registration and YouTube things are confusing as heck. So use Zoom and use Elementor, and you can create event pages. So there's a lot of different opportunities that you guys can do with all this stuff. All right. Oh, going back. So this is something I saw Anne or one of you guys said this, and I really like it. And I'm going to help every single one of you right now. You're going to have a little bit of a mind blown. And don't overload this yet, guys. Don't overload it because Google is not strong enough for Elementor crowd. The Elementor people are too strong. But help one person for free. I'll tell you, 2 weeks ago, I felt sad for myself. And I woke up and I said, I'm living Groundhog Day. I lost 400,000 in the stock market. I'm feeling pretty depressed about that. I hate all this stuff. And I was struggling. I'm sure you guys have all been feeling that. Like I lost a client. This job that I was supposed to line up. I don't know if you've heard, I'm sure you've heard these stories, but I had this gig lined up, it pulled back. And so that's tough.
Also it's the routine. You kind of lost, you get hooked into a new routine of just watching news, but really the same mindset, motivation that you had before, the same strategy thinking, you should apply it right now.
I think you're exactly right. You're exactly right, Ben. And I think Sean Auxier, I think he said it really well in the comments. He's like, I'm just building an e-commerce out free for a client. And so what I started doing was reaching out to people. I reached out to this sock guy. It's called Paka Socks. And I was like, hey man, I'm going to help you out. What do you need help with? And so today we were talking about his email marketing, and I reached out to a voice teacher. He's like, hey, I just want to talk about my business. So go help someone for free. Why is it so important? Because it'll give you confidence. And then if you can build out free things, guess what? Those people are like, wow, that was great. Maybe let me actually pay them for something. Let's do something right now. So we're going to do an experiment. This is generally pretty crazy. I want everyone, we're going to post this link. So we're going to try to help everyone live. So what I need you to do, and I want to pay someone. So I will pay someone who's watching this, who's a designer, to help design these Google Slides because they are ugly. No offense. And, but I want everyone here, we're going to post this so that you can edit it. And I want you to say what you need help with. And then everybody in this community is going to help each other. So Ben, can you post that link to everyone in the audience?
Yeah, taking care of it right now.
All right. So he's posting that for all of you guys right now, which is crazy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to watch it live. So let's just do this for a second. I know it's going to be crazy. We'll actually overload it, but post your name, post your email, and post what you need help with. Oh yeah, it's overloaded already. All right. So back off, some of you people. Don't go just yet. See, if you send too many people in it, this is great. So so some tools are unavailable. So we'll come back to that in a little bit. But what I want you guys to do is go in there and post what you need help with. And then guess what? We're going to all help each other. I know you thought that you were just going to come and hang out and do, I'm going to have my martini and get some agency advice. But today we're actually going to take and get some results for every single one of you guys.
Yeah. And this can also be an expert to expert. I mean, we just recently put up our expert platform, but we can get started right here with you posting your services that you need. If you need someone to help you with conversions or getting clients or even small things like putting a pixel from Facebook, then
it's a great example. So it's experts.elementor.com. I recommend the spreadsheet is just a V1. It's something that we can do immediately right now, but I'd say long-term, go and post yourself. Right now is a chance to go put yourself and try out new things. And we'll talk a little bit more about that, but experts.elementor.com is a great place for that. So we'll post the link again in a little bit, but I think it's a great chance to actually help people immediately right now. So here's a script, especially for free. A lot of you are saying, how do I tell people I can help them for free? So here's the exact language, and we'll send out the presentation afterwards. Hey, whatever your name is, I want to help you. I hope you're doing well. Forgive me because this is a crazy time, but I want to help you about X. You've changed my life in a long way for a long time. Here's how I'd like to help you. And here's what I think the result will be. I've done this before, and I'm happy to do it at no cost. And so is this something you'd be interested in? And this is the kind of email. Let me tell you a quick story. I got an email from a guy who said, I know you're doing a charity bike ride, and I want to help out with it. I want to be one of the volunteers at one of the stops. And I was like, sure. And so he helped there. And then he said, hey, I know you're doing another thing. And he helped again. And now he works for me. He makes a lot of good money. I don't want to say his salary, but literally it started because he offered something for free.
how do you pick the person to send it to? I mean,
Yeah.
I usually pick it according to my needs because I need a poster. Then I go online. I see most of the stores are just catalogs. I find someone that I like. I might suggest to him. But how would you go about doing it?
So I think there's two ways. I think this one is kind of an email to someone maybe on a higher status that gets a lot of requests. So I think for this type of communication, it'd be someone you've always wanted to work with. Right now, all these celebrities have no jobs. All these
Binge
celebrities,
watching
yeah, they're at
Netflix.
home doing nothing. And so now is the time you're actually going to get access to a lot of people and companies you would never have access to before. I think for most people, if you email them and said, hey, I want to help you with this specific thing and this result, you're going to get a lot of people saying, yes, thank you so much. Like right now is a time. And the way that I think about it in my head is that if you have more than enough now, you need to give. And if you don't have enough right now and you're struggling, you need to ask. And so I think this is the more time than ever. If you have extra, give it to people. And if you need something like this is a great way to ask it of others or start offering your help in certain ways.
Yeah, it's the same. The same goes with building an audience. I mean, even if you're a small-time freelance web designer, you do want to get that audience. So create that online course, create that blog you always wanted. Now's the time because you have people staying at home and listening and wanting expert, information.
I think that's exactly right. I mean, someone like Joy West in the comments is the spreadsheet we're going to open up in a second, but I need help building landing pages to attract clients. Joy, this is the time where right now today, just call the people you want to be their clients and say, hey, I'm going to make that website for you. Can you give me some feedback about what you'd like in it and make it for them? And that's a great way that you just start doing it. I think what a lot of people do incorrectly is that they say, hey, can I help you with anything? And that's just too broad. You need to be a little bit more specific in your offering to make it easier for them to say yes or no to you. So I'm going to keep going with some of the presentation. We'll open it up for some of the questions. Here's the things that you guys can all be doing immediately right now today. So I think a lot of you guys can go more than ever, document your skills. So you guys all have different skills. And so sometimes if you lost your clients, sometimes if you're not making any money, you're not feeling as good about yourself. And that's what I feel sometimes. And so go teach people. So even teach like your cousin, teach your nephew, teach a colleague, go online and teach them on Udemy, go put on a webinar. Even if your webinar is 5 people or 500 people, teaching others, one, it makes you feel good. 2, it might actually build you an audience. And 3, it's going to be helping people. So it's ultimately, to me, a great thing. So document your skills, whatever it is. This is, everyone now is home. So go and do something that you can share and help other people. Another thing is learn something new. So learn a new software program, learn a new coding language, learn how to make, audio social images, learn a new feature within Elementor. Maybe it's the pop-up feature. Maybe use Elementor to build maybe an e-commerce site. Maybe it's helping a new type of client that you've never helped out before. This is that time. If there's ever a time, please.
It's the same as building your muscles. You need to keep perfecting new skills while documenting and teaching others.
I think that's exactly right. Like I've been learning this OBS project. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but OBS project is a way to do like production videos. I suck at it, so I've been learning it. And then I learned a thing called SketchUp yesterday because I want to design a bathhouse in my backyard. So I spent last night or 2 nights ago just designing what the guest house would look like. And then I've been playing a lot of chess and I have a chess lesson coach. So if you also have something to teach, there's also sites like takelessons.com, takelessons.com. That's a great place to just go and put your skills and get clients. That's actually something I've been paying this guy $50 a week now to teach me chess. Another thing, Ben, you touched on this, and we're going to get into the Q&A. So if you have questions about your agency and getting more help on that, we're going to get into that, answer every single one of your questions, as many as we can, but offer companies a way to reduce cost. We talked about this a little bit. My friend who does customer support as an agency, he said he goes to companies that have full-time staff and say, hey, I can reduce your costs and make it more flexible, and it's paid on hourly versus fixed salary. And so he's had a lot of success with that. So think about with any companies you can approach, maybe there's ways that you can significantly help them reduce their cost. A few other things, and we're going to jump right into questions, is get an unfair advantage. So everyone now is jumping into Fiverr or Upwork or freelance gigs. How do you zag? I think if everyone's zigging, I want to be zagging. And so find places and things to work to help people make money or reduce their cost. As well, go try to work with the companies that are thriving. Think about which businesses now are doing really well, they're the ones that actually are going to be hiring. Zoom, the company that, you know, all of us are now using every day almost, they are hiring 1,000 salespeople this month. So a lot of people are thinking the economy's down, everything's bad. It's not down. There's two things happening. One, people are spending less, and people are being more intentional and more careful about what they spend on, but they're still spending. You spent money on food and drinks and entertainment this week, most likely. You kept your phone subscription. So that's still going to happen. You just need to move yourself maybe into a place that's higher value. So I like going and working with these types of companies that are thriving.
What I'm seeing across the board, across all these wonderful tips, is first the approach of constantly connecting people and offering services and trying to make ends meet out of actual needs of people by talking to them and connecting with them. And the other thing is the importance of online. I mean, if the past 10 years we've seen a huge shift in online, people building websites with tools like Elementor, now it's skyrocketed.
Oh, I mean, this is certain companies like AppSumo, the partners we're promoting are blowing up. It's unbelievable. And it's because people are now like, I want to start an online business, or I want to grow an online business. And now my offline job is gone. And so this is this is the new future. And I think some people are better positioned, or some people like yourselves who are watching this are saying, I'm going to do something about the new future and be a part of it versus just watching it. A few other things. Some people are asking about my bathhouse. Yes, I'm building a bathhouse in the backyard. We can talk more about that and other things when we open up to Q&A. But so this is something I've started seeing, and I really like this, is that can you host free meetups? So I've started hosting a free entertainment show on Fridays. Do you have clients that you can connect to other clients? Can you do things that you're actually becoming a hub? So right now, if you're struggling, you're like, man, I can't do anything. That's not true. Maybe you can take your existing customer base and offer them something else that maybe someone else's customer base has. How can you be a hub for free or paid within your existing customer base? I think this is a great way to grow a business. One thing I've been thinking about is I think there's a future gig around online promoters, right? So like, hey, are you looking for a magician to come to your work office hour for virtual? So I think there's going to be a lot of jobs around that. So become a hub with your existing or with your potential customers.
That's interesting. I mean, we've had in the community a lot of ideas. For someone posted he built a Netflix website with Elementor for a yoga class. And a lot of delivery sites. Someone helped a language school turn their website into online. So we are seeing a lot of people seeing that potential and taking advantage of it.
So yeah, I think a few of the people, like Antonio said in the chat, he's planning multicultural events. Kiefer Hunter, cool name, by the way. I think you have one of the best names today. He connects a lot of people through LinkedIn. And so I think the more that you can become a hub, the more valuable you always become. That's something I've always believed in. So let me do some takeaways, and we're going to open up into the Q&A. But number one, reduce your cost immediately. Right now, whatever cost you can do, a lot of people have started saying things like, can you share your Netflix accounts? Can you share your Amazon Prime accounts? Can you reduce your cell phone bill, reduce your internet bill? Whatever it is you could do that immediately, because you can't go and be aggressive and offer things for free and help people if you're nervous about paying rent. Number two, go help your existing customers more. Free services or new services to your existing customers, they're your easiest. Next, go online. More companies are offline that need to go online more than ever. So if you're an agency and you guys know how to use Elementor specifically, you guys are already at an advantage. Teach others, build your confidence, use Take Lessons, Udemy, Teachable, Skillshare. Or do it offline. Next, improve your skills and be priceless. Is this a time that you can learn something new? I'm learning OBS project. What is it that you're going to learn? I learned SketchUp. And then connect clients with other clients. This is the time to go help these other people do that, especially now they need more help than ever. So a few next steps, just this stuff about me. If you're interested, the AppSumo, the company I have, the marketplace for software, we're giving away $10 for free. If you want to buy anything, we'll post that link. You can join me. I have a Facebook group where I'll talk with you. If you guys have questions, mostly I specialize in marketing and getting customers and starting businesses. So if it's other things, not that, I'm probably not gonna be that helpful. And I have a newsletter. I send out once a week about marketing. So sendfox.com/Noah, and the Facebook group is okdork.com/group. And then keep making things with Elementor. I want to see all the things that you guys are making, and we're going to open up. I think we have about 20 minutes. There's a lot of people still here, a lot of questions. I want to hear some results of people who've gone and hit up existing clients or done new clients during this conversation, because those are the people that I'd like to do some things and just shout them out.
So yeah, no, I'd like to go into the questions. Before that, I have to mention that another key thing is motivation. I mean, the eagerness that you give out those insights, that's also invaluable. I mean, people with the right attitude, just trying out things, trying them, not succeeding or succeeding, it doesn't matter. But if you have the right attitude, that's super important.
The right attitude, I'll tell you, it's hard, man. It's hard when, you wake up. I had a nightmare last night. You want to hear about my nightmare?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to hear about my nightmare? All right, we'll see if these people want to hear about night. All right, you can hear about it. You guys wanted to back up one more slide. So the nightmare that I had, and I'll post the AppSumo link in a second because a few of you guys, Ben, maybe you could post the link for the AppSumo. I had a nightmare that I was shaking a bunch of people's hands. And while I'm shaking their hand, I'm like, oh my God, you've got coronavirus. Why am I touching all of your hands? This is scary. And I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, that was a nightmare. I didn't touch all these dirty people's hands, thank God. But it was freaky. And so, every day for all of us is kind of a roller coaster ride, right? And I think the things that have helped me keep my mental, I'll tell you the things that have helped me the most keep my mental stuff together right now. It's two things. Number one, it's a plan. So I told you guys we did a 30-5 plan. And then I did a plan for my finances because I was waking up every morning, checking the stock market and having a lot of anxiety about my finances. So Matan, maybe what you could do is post that video. It's called My Finances. Just post it on the YouTube channel. And so what I did is I wrote out a plan and I share it with you guys. I'll share it. It's public. Here's my exact plan on finances. So that was number one, where once I did plans. So if you're an agency, what is your plan this week? Do you have a plan? Because I think the people that have reduced anxiety and had success have made plans. I'm going to reduce my costs. I'm going to offer 2 new services. I'm going to learn something for free. Maybe I want in here right now, tell me what you guys are going to do yourselves this week. So number one is have a plan. And number two, I'll share the second thing with you guys. Let me just show it on my phone. The second thing I've done that has helped me keep my mind straight. And I'm so excited. So why I'm so excited is because this is a chance, if you're an agency, that the world is now equal. No one is better than you. And this is your chance to now say, I'm going to take advantage of this and I'm going to do my best to win during this crazy time. So that's what gets me excited, because now everything is equal. Everyone is humble. The greats have come to the same level as you and me. And this is our chance to say we can prove ourselves. So number one, make a plan. So I want to hear all the action items that you guys are doing this week, right now, that you're going to do, if not even this week. I want to know what you're going to do today. And the second thing that's helped me is I've made a mood board. I don't know if you could see it. It's kind of funny. I made a mood board. So sometimes people call them vision boards so it's just on notes. There's nothing fancy, but what I've done with my mood board, and I think this has been one of the number one, make a plan. So I want to hear all the action items that you guys are going to do this week. And then the second thing, in my mood board. So what's here, and I'll tell you why it's helped, but it's the day. So let me just look over today. I'll just tell you what it is. So the first column is the day and time. And then this is why I'm feeling this way. So my mood today, this morning, was a 4. And it was a 4 because I bike rode to coffee. I had a nice breakfast. I did my morning routines. I'm kind of anxious for the rest of today. I was a little anxious. And I wanted to talk with my dad. So that was why I felt a 4. And then this is the most important part. The next column is, what are you going to do about today to make your mood a 5? Cool. So today I said, I'm going to call my dad later for a walk. I'm going to do a great presentation with Elementor and have fun. And I'm going to go study more of this OBS project. So those are the two things that have ultimately, each day, I'm trying to keep routines, but ultimately it's like I have plans for my personal and my business. And then I have my mood board to kind of check in, like, why am I not doing great today? Because everyone's going a little crazy. Everyone's a little bit crazy, stuck at home, where you wake up each morning, you're like, am I in the same shirt as yesterday? So those are the two things.
Well, I think you're definitely on your way to a 5. Hopefully, maybe even a 6.
I'm at a 5. How are you guys feeling now? And maybe I want to see some of the action items. If you don't mind, Ben, I think it's inspiring for people so Allison wants to learn PHP. No, it's not hard, Allison. You could learn it. What are people doing? So Property Confession is going to learn about marketing on social media. Allison is going to learn more about Elementor. I love that. Connie Brand, you could do mood boards. Go check in with your homies and your groups about mood boards.
Yeah, Becky is working her ass off for clients.
I love it.
So that's great.
Connie's going to do 2
a lot
proposals. Kathy Weber's going to learn Premiere and After Effects. Hunting more international clients, would like to expand to other countries. I love that, Tessa. What else is coming on? The worst thing is being the same shirt as the day before. Yeah.
So now people are asking a few questions. So
Yeah.
let's see. Um, Kimberly Kimberly Gothier asks, I also need help with building my personal brand. I'm at a loss with this. I've created a great following on social media, but I would like to be able to keep it growing in an effective way. Personal
So
brand, yeah, that's definitely something on people's minds.
yeah, let me pull up. So I just talked to a friend of mine who, this guy's wild. He does the personal training for the NBA teams. So he's their physical trainer for the Portland Trailblazers. His name's Ben. And so I asked him, I was like, yo, man, what's your, like, I'm pulling up the notes from him specifically. So if you're trying to build a personal brand, let me go over the two things that I think are the most helpful. So in terms of building a personal brand, I think the number one is you have to have something unique to talk about. I think a lot of people are like, I want a personal brand. I'm like, you know what? You're boring. So I think when you have to build a personal brand, it's what is the unique thing that you have an expertise in that you want to share. So that's number one. And the second thing is that how do you focus on one people at a time, one person at a time? Because I think when people want to build a personal brand, they're like, I want to have thousands and thousands of people. It's like, no. Just go one by one. Just go by one by one. And those really are what I've observed I've been doing blogging since 2000. I've had a wild experiences working at Facebook and doing all these other things. But I think those are the two things. The other things that I would recommend for building a personal brand is put everyone in a group of some sort. So put them in a Facebook group. That's what I do with the okdork.com group, or put them in a meetup or put them in a blog or whatever it is, but have a group so that your people, the more that you're the hub, your people are going to benefit. And then the ultimate thing, not ultimate, but the last thing I'd recommend is you need to communicate with your customers, every one of you, every single one of you. If you're contacting your customers, about once a week. If you're not communicating with your customers once a week, you're missing out.
Oh, yeah.
Because right now, attention is worth more than money. Attention is worth more than money. And so if you're not keeping your business and yourself top of mind with your community or with your customers, someone else will, and you're likely to lose them. So this is smart for Elementor to say, hey, let me go help our customers and build them closer right now and teach them and educate them so that they can grow during this uncertain time.
I agree. I mean, this can be even an opportunity for building your personal brand because so many people need that help, need that expertise. So yeah, just go full on it.
So Justin had a question, which I think is really common for someone starting out building websites. Like they want to use Elementor, and I want to start my side hustle. Right now, people's side hustle is going to become their main hustle.
Oh yeah.
Would you do the first clients for free? Yes, I would. I was joking with someone. If AppSumo is, a multi-million-dollar company, we're very fortunate. And if AppSumo went away today, I would go work at McDonald's. And I say that to give you the point that you just need to suck it up a little bit sometimes. And it should be painful, but it should be fulfilling. And so my suggestion for Justin is just get started. Right now, the difference is that there's two types of people: someone who's watching from the sidelines and someone who's on stage. And so do you want to be watching or do you want to be on stage? And so you got to get your train off the tracks. Wow, I've got a lot of cliches, Ben. But you got to get your train off the tracks so that you can actually get going forward, and then get the momentum. I think momentum is one of the most powerful assets that you can have in a business. So just get those going, and that'll be a great way to do it.
I agree. And I think that people need to think about bartering. Bartering is great. I mean, I've done it. It's cool. You need a service, then you offer your service, building a website for free, and you get, I don't know, maybe your home design. Maybe you need, I don't know, make sure that you get it back. But bartering is cool. And another thing, if you are offering it for free, your service, I would make sure that you're actually offering it to a real business. Because if it's just a startup of a friend and it's not really a real business, then most likely it's not going to leverage into other clients in the future.
Well, I think the two things that are great, especially with Elementor or other products, is a few different ideas. So number one, if you make a website for one therapist for free and they like it, they're going to be able to refer you other clients. So you can use that template for other people. The other idea is that someone was asking about hosting or Elementor and these different things. If you purchase it once as an agency, you can resell it to multiple people. So I think that's a really interesting approach. Referrals, just coming back to it, I didn't even talk about in this presentation. I think if you guys have not gone to your existing or old past clients and said, hey, here's something new I could do for anybody like who is the one person you could recommend to me? That is one of the most powerful and easy ways to grow any business out there.
Well, no, let's take another question. We have time for two more questions, even though we're
Just we don't want to
bombarded.
stay longer. There's so many people here. I feel like we can stay a little
Yeah,
longer.
We
it's our
should.
community.
We
Yeah,
should, Ben. We
yeah,
should.
let's do it. So how do we sell well without appearing to take advantage of the situation? That's Dean Heasley asks.
Yeah. I don't know. There's this story about the guy in Kentucky, I believe, or somewhere on the east coast of America, where he bought a bunch of hand sanitizer. Did you hear this story?
I heard about that phenomenon. Yeah.
Well, no, this one person bought $15,000 worth of hand sanitizer and tried to resell it to make a lot of money. And so to me, that's taking advantage of the situation. I think if you're like tripling or 10xing your prices right now to take advantage of certain things, I'm not the biggest fan of that. But what I am a fan of is there ways that you can help people more now than ever before? And so I don't think it's taken advantage of. I think it's like, where can I go help? So I was talking with the voice coach today. So he's texting me. I'm going to show you his text. So he's texting me. Where is he? Where's Andrew? He's like, I need to sell more. I need to sell more. How do I sell more things? And so my thought to him, and this is what I texted him. I said, could you just worry less about selling and more about how many more people you can help now? And so I think you can do that. And at the same time, you shouldn't be ashamed to ask for money for your services and your talent. A lot of times what I always recommend for people starting out is do it for free until you're too busy. And then you can say, well, I'm too busy, so you're going to have to pay now for this help. We put on a variety show last week, and I asked some magician friends to come help. And they said, it's $200 to come perform. And at first I was like, man, I was a little offended. I was like, you're my friends. How could you ask for money from me? And then I thought, well, they have a service and a talent they've been building, and, they've got to survive. Oh, excuse me. They've got to survive now too. And so then I was like, yeah, gladly I will. And I said it earlier, and I'll say it again, is that if you have more than enough now, if you're out there and you're like, man, I've got a lot of clients, or I've got more extra time, or I've got some skill, go teach, go help, go do something. And if right now you're struggling, this is a time that you should practice asking. One of the things I've taught people, I don't know if you've heard it, is the coffee challenge. This is one of my favorite things to share with people. A lot of people going out there and you're trying to start things and you're trying to, build your user, build customer base with Elementor or whatever services you're doing. I like the coffee challenge to practice because the most scary thing about a business is asking. And so the coffee challenge is next time online, or next time you go to coffee, or next time you order anything, ask for 10% off. And so it's not about the discount. I don't care if you get the discount, but the coffee challenge is that you are starting to ask for things and you might get rejected. And then you think, hey, it's not so bad. I'm still alive. This is cool. And so I challenge every single one of you in the chat to do the coffee challenge, or next time you order anything online or in person, or when you do a delivery, ask for a discount, and you'll start being like, oh, I should ask for more things. Because as my mom always says, the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Well, business is like dating. What can I tell you? It's true.
I don't know are we too overcrowded for the Google Docs still?
Let's see.
People are putting it in. Oh, this is awesome.
You can have a look.
Yeah, so this is going wild. So people go and post what you need help with. And then everyone should go post who can help them. Oh, this is great. This is great. So I can help you is the people who can help you. I think we went to view only for a little while, but if you can get back in here, the reality is that, sometimes in our businesses and our agencies, we're looking for all these external things. We're like, oh, if I could only find these clients. But you realize, like, even in the Elementor community, there's a lot of people out there that can help me within my own community, within the Elementor community, within this presentation that'll go live and keep helping more people. So
yeah, we're seeing in the doc, a lot of people have posted, requests. That's amazing.
That's a real-time marketplace.
That is crazy. I love this. This is the Elementor. This is what experts.elementor.com is. But right now, everyone, if you're watching this in the past, in the present, in the moment, you literally can go and say, oh, there's some people that need help with something. Let me just email them and start helping. You don't need to wait. You don't need to wait till next week. You don't need to make excuses. You can do it right now.
No, there was one question that we got before from our community about how to deal with the aftermath. I mean, after this crisis is over, it's still going to be recession time. It's still going to be hard. Are there any long-term investments we can do? I mean, besides what we talked about, is it just the same as we talked earlier?
I like being recession proof. That's the way I always think about it. I want my business to thrive during hard times, because if it thrives now, then it'll thrive later. I think long-term investments, I mean, the cheesy answer is always invest in yourself, blah, blah, blah. I think the thing to be cautious about is doing things that probably won't be around as much after this is over. So I think the thing I would spend more time thinking about, and this is, I honestly have been thinking about this a lot the past few days, is what stuff is going to stick after this is over. So after this crisis, because no one knows how long, everyone has a different opinion. So all I try to focus on is what am I certain about? And so the way I've done my businesses and the way we've had some success over the years is what am I certain will likely happen? What am I certain about in 6 months? So I am number one certain there will be a lot more online businesses being created more now than ever. More Shopify, more Elementor, more online teaching, more online everything. And so that is a place that I would say, well, can I be an expert in it? Or can I start building business in it? Or can I start being a connector around that? And so I just try to think a little bit more around that period than around other things I can't control. And so, like, I even wrote this morning, I was writing new jobs being created. You want me to share a few of these?
Yeah, sure.
So here's a few things I was like, man, I was just starting to write down ideas of, oh my God, there's so many business, there's so many opportunities. The opportunity is in chaos. When things are normal and calm, there's not a lot of opportunity. It's boring. There's opportunity now that people are uncertain. So if you can have some certainty, so long-term stuff, I think more people are going to work in their homes. So can you do home office like design? Can you be a home office thing for companies? Can you do a home office blog? So I think home office like optimization is going to be a huge new business.
Also,
I think
soundproofing your rooms from
soundproofing,
kids.
or even figuring out how to set this stuff up, right? Gym equipment renter. So I think there's a lot of gyms now that are closed. I don't know when they're going to open. Go to those gyms and help them rent out their equipment to people's homes. I saw these gyms with all this stuff in it. Virtual graduation. I saw someone doing this, which is they're going to all these local schools and saying, hey, I'll host your online graduation. It's they're charging $5,000 and these schools are excited about that. Online promoter, I mentioned that earlier. So you can help companies like Elementor that probably want like a comedian or they want someone to come entertain them for a happy hour, do online promoting. Last, I kind of mentioned earlier too, is there's a lot more review sites that need to be created because I think there's so many new shows, there's so many new office equipment, there's so many new health things, and there's still not a great way to figure them out. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity around that. And then, again, the thing that we've talked about, especially that you guys are, if you're an agency, you have an advantage right now because you have freedom and you have time. And so there's so many offline people, accountants, lawyers, therapists, doctors that need that stuff to go online. And you're in a great position because you know the skills or you're learning the skills with Elementor or via AppSumo to go do that stuff. So I don't really worry about long-term. The invest in yourself is kind of an always thing. So I try to pick what's certain and that I can do now that'll still likely be successful, if not more successful later. The one last thing, Ben, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm talking, it's just me and you. So it's hard to hear some of the comments. But the one thing that I like thinking about, so in my career, I worked at Facebook, worked at Mint, I did Facebook games. I did payments for Facebook games. Then I did AppSumo. And then we did sumo.com. And now we've done SendFox. And now we have HaulDrop. And so I'm not here to brag. It's not about what I've done or not done. And I hope you guys do more than me. I'd like to challenge you. But what excites me is more, I think what I've done well is I've picked big waves to ride in. And I'm going to say that again. I've picked huge tsunamis to ride in. And what that means is that even if I do poorly, it's such a big wave that I'm going to do well. And so I think the waves that are happening is more people are working from home, more offline businesses are going online. And so how do you just take a little piece of that wave or get big in that wave? And you're going to be successful no matter what.
So you just, you're talking about, let's take AppSumo, for example. You notice there's a trend of people wanting, reduction in cost for software and SaaS companies. You kind of scratching your own itch. I mean, that's actually what made Elementor successful. I mean, we tried to create the tool that we thought people needed, and it worked. So
I think that's great, man. Well, I'll tell you, I get egotistical and I get greedy. I don't know if you guys get out there like that, and especially if you don't have your defenses ready. That's why I talk about that first, even though it's a little boring. Is that if you're scared about your day jobs and things like that, and you're scared about paying your rent, like it's hard to be aggressive. But I have to keep reminding myself. We spent the whole day yesterday with my fiance talking about this, which is instead of worrying about the money, get your defenses right, but spend as much time as possible just doing the thing you believe you really want to do. And what I mean by that is that instead of how many viewers are there or how much money you're making, think about now is the time, especially if you've lost clients and you can transition to something else. What really fulfills me? Not happy. I don't believe in happiness. I believe in fulfillment. So what now can I be like? And for me, I have a lot of confidence and I have a lot of optimism, which normally I don't. And so that's why I feel a calling to get everyone waking up and taking action for themselves to make their businesses better and bigger now and then when this ends. So that is my calling.
I think that also connects with what you mentioned before with your you logging your moods, because when you're in a bad mood, when you're in a tense mood, you're kind of going into your monkey brain. You're like, okay, I have to act fast. But when you're relaxed, you can think about what it is I like to do. What's my creative skill? What's my drive there? And then success happens.
That's exactly right. I mean, I want to see more of the things in the comments, and let's keep going through these questions. I want people to keep posting the things that they're going to do today, because I think it inspires a lot of other people to realize that you have more control. I think that's the biggest thing about all this stuff is that people have so much anxiety because they're lacking control. So you have to put a plan to maximize the amount of control that you can have in your life. Because right now it's like all these things are closed. I'm stuck at home. I can go for a walk. And so it's getting more of the control in life. The one thing I just like to encourage everyone, if they have a chance to do this, is write down all the things that are better in your life now because of coronavirus. Because I've actually, I don't know if you, you smiled because you kind of took a second, but there's so many great things that are better now because of coronavirus. Like I've been FaceTiming I FaceTimed my cousins last night. I haven't talked to these guys in a while. I FaceTimed, like we're going to FaceTime my fiance's parents. I talked to my stepfather. I don't talk to him ever. I always call my mom. And I talk to my stepfather almost every day now.
Call your high school friends. Spend time with your kids.
Yeah, people are like, people hate their kids more. Or maybe they love their kids more. So I think there's a lot of benefit that I hope stays with this experience. Like I think people appreciate all the delivery workers. People appreciate the hospitality workers. Appreciate the doctors, the teachers, all these people that, get pushed to the side by celebrities or influencers or people that, right now they're humbled and they don't really matter. And it shows what matters now.
Well, this brings me to this question because it's related. Oscar Henao asks, I already called the owner of a food truck with no online presence and offered to start having a productive one. She wants me to call again as soon as I finish the talk. That's just feedback. So,
no, that's awesome. So they called someone. Yes. Who else? All right. We're going to call more people. I want to call out more people who are doing things. That's awesome. Two things I want to highlight. Antonio, SendFox is a free email tool that we have. It integrates with Elementor. We have an API. So you can do email marketing with Elementor and sendfox.com, which is our tool. That is awesome. So hit me up if you do it so we can promote it. And then someone was asking, again, Ben, you said it, and I think this is something I want to encourage these agencies. Do what excites you. Do what's fun for you. You're going to die, or maybe you won't. Maybe you'll live forever. If you figure it out, let me know. But build things that you're excited. So like we built a new thing called Haul Drop. A few people are asking. And hauldrop.com, HAUL drop.com. It's basically AppSumo for physical products. We were thinking, hey, there's not a cool place to find cool products online. What if we just built it for ourselves? So that's, it's not making almost any money. But it's something that we believe in and we're excited to do. So we're going to keep doing it.
Cool. Antonio Carlos asks, how do you charge for those little services like OnePage, A/B testing? That's a great question.
So there's a few different ways of approaching it. Number one, if you don't have a lot of experience or you don't have any of it, I would try to do it for free just to get your foot in the door. If you've already had experience with it and you think you can charge, the number one way to charge as an agency, in my opinion, the way that I found through doing consulting and running our businesses and helping lots of freelancers, is charge based on value. That to me is the number one way that you can charge. So how do you do it? I think his name is Carlos or Antonio.
Carlos, yeah.
What you frame it as is that a lot of people are like, well, it's $50 an hour. And then I start thinking, well, $50 an hour, it's this, it's that. I'll tell you the best story I've ever had about charging on value. This guy calls me up, that's a friend of mine, and he's like, hey, I'm going to help you consult with your sales team. And he's got a Southern accent. He's like, I'm Nicholas Howland. He's from Tennessee, and I help you with your sales consultant. I'm like, all right, man, it's worth $5,000. He's like, all right, no, let's unpack that a second. You said $5,000. Well, if I help your sales team, how much money more are they going to be making? I'm like, well, probably about an extra $500,000. He's like, $500,000. Wow. Congrats, man. That's great. So it sounds like I'm going to make you $500,000 more. I think you could probably pay me about $100,000 then and still make a lot of money. Does that sound about right? And I was like, yes, it still sounds right. And so I've never forgotten that lesson, because the point is not just having a cool accent. The point, though, is that because he put it in a value, and if you're going to people now are tighter with their money than ever. They're still spending it, but they're tighter. So the only two ways people are spending that I've seen today is that if you can directly make them more money, or you can directly reduce their costs. If you're not doing those two things, I would be worried for your business. So with charging for these services, I think you need to go and specifically say, here, like, how much money does this page make you? Or this is how much money I expect to be making you. And so the two things that you can charge on are either pay me on the uplift. So pay me on the performance of it, which, guess what? If you're not performing, you don't get paid. And if you do perform, you get paid. Plus there's no risk to them. Or you can say, hey, I think it'll make you this much more money, and I'm going to ask for just a little bit of it. Just a little bit. One of my favorite books that I always recommend on this is called $1 Million Consulting by Alan Weiss. I've put out a podcast about him. You can look at, if you don't want to buy the book, just go to Noah Kagan Presents Podcast and look up Alan Weiss, the $1 Million Consultant. He has a lot of advice, and a lot of things I've learned from consulting are from him.
That's cool. That's a good time, I think, to end on this note. No, any final kind of summation words? How was the experience for you?
Oh, it's awesome. I love every single one of you people. For me, I could do this all day, every day. And this gives me energy. And when it ends, I'm actually sad. And the highlights for me of any type of presentation, or when we're doing something like this, it's not about me and like hearing my voice and having attention. The thing that actually matters the most, and this is what I was discussing yesterday with my fiance, is that I want Truffle and West 10 Travel and Brian and Brendan and Mike Lamont, Mike Lecomont, is to go take action. To me, it's when someone hits up you, Ben, or Matan, or me on Twitter. You can hit me up at Noah Kagan, or email me, noah@sumo.com, and says, hey, I went and did something based on what you said, and here's why my life is better. That's it. And so, I'll just say what's changed my mind completely. 4 weeks ago, Mitchell, who I work with, and I'll end with this. Mitchell, who I work with, said this to me. I reached out to him and I said, Mitchell, I'm scared. I don't like this. Everything going on is crazy. I want to give up on this stuff. Like, I'm just like not certain. Things aren't looking great. And he said this to me, and he said, I want to look back in 6 months and know I did everything possible.
Well, no, that's amazing. And, when I started thinking about what kind of content would actually help people overcome this and, not just survive, but thrive, you immediately came into mind. That was even before you started posting those videos. So thanks very much for helping our own community of web creators survive and thrive and find all those opportunities and get motivated and succeed.
Everyone can. I mean, it's right now is the chance. It's everybody's equal. And so this is a chance for certain people to rise up. And I think a lot of people watching are going to go do that today.
So we'll definitely have you back soon
right.
and talk to you soon. And thanks very much for being here.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys.
Bye now. Bye-bye.